Greetings, brothers and sisters. Shalom, assalamu alaikum, adnastana. I personally can't wait to bring you this particular segment. I just finished a conversation. I'm going to bring you that conversation with a gentleman named Ben Block Jones. He's a member of the National Sojourners Incorporated, and I have been chasing this organization since Points of Light Radio first started. Just so interested in it, right? And what it would be about. And I'll just give you some insight before moving forward here. The National Sojourners Incorporated developed from a group of American Freemasons in the Philippines during the Philippine War who participated in Masonic meetings in a field lodge that was attached to the North Dakota Regiment of Volunteer Infantry. Now, this field lodge met under the dispensation of the Grand Lodge of North Dakota. Now, when the regiment withdrew from the Philippines in 1900, now the lodge met from 1898 to 1900, those American Freemasons that were left behind formed an informal Sojourners Club. Now, in 1917, a group of Masonic military officers meeting in Chicago, Illinois, formally organized the Chicago Sojourners Club. Now, more Sojourners Clubs were formed at Army posts and naval bases around the U.S. and overseas. And in 1927, the word club was officially dropped, and the National Sojourners were formally incorporated in 1931. Now today, National Sojourners are organized in 160 chapters in 46 states, as well as in Germany and France. Now, Mr. Jones is the past president and past commander of the South Mississippi Chapter 171 National Sojourners in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And Mr. Jones, he's a member of a number of other Masonic organizations, but like I said, he's here to specifically discuss the Sojourners, right? Like I said, can't wait to bring you this. Can't wait to bring you this conversation. It was quite an extensive conversation I wound up having with him. So I just want to get on with that. I'm sorry if I, hurrying this along, but I really do want to get on with that. So, are you still thirsty for knowledge? Are you still searching for the light? Then you just trim your lamp and follow me. Well, Mr. Jones, welcome to Points of Light Radio.
Thank you, Stan.
Yeah. So first of all, why don't you tell my listeners and viewers about yourself? I was reading that little resume you sent me, and you've got quite an extensive Masonic resume behind you.
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but yeah, I'm very heavily involved in Masonry, and I'm very involved with National Sojourners as well. I'm a past president of the National Sojourners in South Mississippi 171. I'm active in Scottish Rite. I'm active in my local Blue Lodge. I'm not as active in Shrine because, hey, I've only got so many hours in the day. So I have to see where I can have the most effect and do the most damage, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you. And how long have you been in the Freemasons?
Yeah, and I do some writing on the side as well, but professionally, I'm with the legal division of MDOT, formerly with the Mississippi Attorney General's office. So I do a lot of writing here and there, so it all comes in handy.
Excellent. I love interviewing Masonic authors, but you're here today specifically to talk about the National Sojourners.
Yes. Well, now, the National Sojourners, let me explain, is an independent organization to Freemasonry composed of Master Masons that have honorably served in one of the 8 uniformed services. You don't have to be a member of the Uniformed Services to belong to National Sojourners, but the membership in that respect is very limited. But the majority of the members are ex-military, ex-uniformed services. The meetings are open. Wives attend, and it's basically to promote patriotism within Freemasonry. Our central core belief is that promotion of patriotism and civic duty is essential to the preservation of a democracy. And so we dedicate ourselves to educational programs for civic organizations as well as high school level and college level educational programs as well. We have a number of programs that target these particular markets, if you will, and we're actively engaged in promoting the principles of Americanism, basically. Now, that being said, we are not political. We are apolitical in that respect. So what we're talking about here are the principles of a Republican democracy being essential to the maintenance of our liberties and freedoms.
Okay. Now, you said to be a member, you don't necessarily have to be a veteran or a former member of the armed services, right?
So that's correct. In other words, for every there's a ratio of military uniformed members to non uniform members. However, generally those people that fall in that category are Grand Lodge officers, people who have served their community with distinction in terms of public service. So it's not just any and everybody that can join. It has to be approved just like a lodge membership is, with white balls and black balls and recommendations and that type of thing.
Okay. Now, tell us about your chapter then, the number, and of course, the makeup of your chapter. Is it all former veterans or veterans and service personnel?
In our chapter, it is basically 75% former veterans, service personnel. We also have a lot of drop-ins, people that just happen to be in town. They're dropping by. That's one of the fun things about National Sojourners, that you can drop by a chapter. The others are basically Grand Lodge officers. Myself, I was a special exception on two counts. One, I had done a volunteer and paid work with FEMA, and also been involved in disaster response on a nationwide basis, as well as serving the Masonic fraternity. So the fact that they let me in is more of a testament to happenstance and luck than anything else.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, most of our members are ex-military. We have Marine Corps sergeants. We have Army sergeants. We've got officers. I have one of our officers in our chapter is a former lieutenant colonel in Army intelligence. So the varied background from top to bottom. And we have another one that's currently retired military. That's a nuclear inspector. So it runs the gamut from A to Z. We have people that were tunnel rats in Vietnam, all the way up to nuclear inspectors.
Are you finding, shall we say, in the wake of these wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, you're finding more veterans coming in, or no?
Actually, what we're finding locally is that they don't know that we are around or that we are available, save and except for those chapters that are located near military installations. In Memphis, a lot of Iraqi volunteers. In Mississippi, we only have two chapters. So we have one in Hattiesburg, which actually draws from the coast where Keesler Air Force Base is located. And then we have our northern Mississippi chapter, which draws from Columbus. However, I found, as I told you in my bio, I'm a member of numerous chapters across Alabama and Tennessee. And I find that more closely aligned the chapter is with the military installation, the more likely it is that you'll have younger members and members who have served in more recent conflicts, operations, if you will.
Now, is there a degree system? to the Sojourners?
No, there is not. There is an officership in that there is, like all things, rotation is harmony. So many people start off at the bottom and work their way up to chapter president and then past president. We also, every Sojourners chapter also has another body which is called the Heroes of 76. This is a specialized degree on the side that is given out for honorable service to National Sojourners, and that particular honor is very limited. And within that honor, in putting on that particular, that is a degree. There's a separate appendant degree, but that degree has officerships in there. But there is the levels. When you join National Sojourners, you're a member of National Sojourners, and that's it. So rank and elevation is all a matter of leadership within the specific chapter or within the national organization. As our motto from George Washington goes, you do not lay aside the soldier to become a citizen. He always remains vigilant and constant in his service. So you know that's where that comes from. So once you have become a member of National Sojourners, you are a full member. And again, this is not a lodge. This is actually a very open organization. We have wives that attend our meetings. Our meetings are open to the public. Generally, they're usually held at various public locations as a luncheon or a dinner setting. So there's nothing secretive about it. It's just wide open. It's there for anybody to examine if they want. And that's why sometimes we have members, we have members from other chapters that drop by simply because they're in town and they are members. So we've had people drop by from Mobile, Memphis, Shreveport. I mean, it's just all over. They just happen to be in the neighborhood, and it was lunchtime, and well, guess what? We know where we are. We're in Hattiesburg.
Okay. Now, I've saw that the purpose of the Sojourners shall, it says here too, shall be the promotion of good fellowship among its members, for assisting such as may be overtaken by adversity or affliction, for cultivating Masonic ideals, for supporting all patriotic aims and activities in Masonry, for developing true patriotism and Americanism throughout the nation, and so on. Now, do you see that sense of purpose among your fellow Sojourners? Do you see that played out at your meetings and so on?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I mean, we are involved with veterans organizations. We're involved with providing relief for veterans' families. We partner with veterans groups. We participate in observances year round. Supporting veterans and military families is a part of the relief that we as all Masons make a commitment to. So the education part of it is definitely a large part of it, the education side of it. But we also have relief. We go and visit families that are in need. We go out and honor members of the Masonic fraternity or Medal of Honor winners. We just got through honoring a Medal of Honor winner in Hattiesburg, who was long forgotten, and we honored him with a service, with a gravestone, new gravestone, and a installation service, and a dedication as National Sojourners.
Mm-hmm. Now, how often do
it goes in a lot of different directions. We have a lot of different programs, and we also have a bridge to light, if you will. Scottish Rite has their own bridge to light. We have our own bridge to light, which is basically a program on Americanism and on the history of the flag that we present, and also we have what's called a toast to the flag that we go around to Masonic lodges and offer at their meetings. So we're offering education all over the place. We're available for lectures, and we go out and do those. So I mean, we're sort of all we're all over the place. We have a lot of different programs, and they are very, very, very well thought out program.
But how often does the your Sojourners chapter meet? How often? Monthly?
We meet every other month.
Ever other?
And we actually pull in members from 100 miles away. So that's one of the reasons why we do that twice a month, is that every month would be somewhat of a burden. But everyone can make once every 2 months, and we pull them all the way from the coast of Mississippi, Gulfport, Biloxi, Jackson. There are a number of members that are located with me here in Jackson. And we drive down for the meetings. We're officers. We participate, and we do programs in our various locales, if you will. So up in Jackson here, we lead up a JROTC ROTC medal program for students, and the folks on the coast do the same thing in their respective locales as well. So it allows us to, although we're diffuse, and the state itself is somewhat diffuse in that respect, but it allows us to serve our various areas more effectively. And then we just gather once every 2 months and basically map our progress and our future plans accordingly.
Well, why did you join the Sojourners? Was it, what made you want to do that?
Actually, what made me want to join the Sojourners is that I was already involved with the Sons of American Revolution. I'm a member of numerous hereditary organizations. Sons of American Revolution is one of them. And what I saw with National Sojourners was a combination of the programs and objectives and goals that were in the Sons of the American Revolution, but I saw them being actively pursued in the National Sojourner, and also the guys. I mean, these are no nonsense guys. You can't come in here and pull the wool over their eyes. They can smell a bad story coming from a mile away. They done been there, done that, and got a degree in it. But so I just found a camaraderie. I mean, I just went to one meeting is all it took. I had a local that was a good friend of mine here. He was a former Navy petty officer, and he got me involved in it. And so basically, I got involved through the JROTC program because I was already doing part of that. But when I got to meet the guys, it was like, yeah, I like this. This is pretty good. I like this. I like this going on. So at that point, I told them that I would like to join. They told me I could not join immediately because of the ratio that I spoke of a little bit earlier. They already had enough, and so I had to go and recruit 2 veterans so that I could join. Well, once that happened, then I was able to join. But I still hung around. I mean, my friend was involved in his part of the JROTC ROTC program, and I was involved in my part of the ROTC JROTC program. And so every spring for me, it's a campaign to get out there with the high schools in my area and distribute the National Sojourners materials, the Scottish Rite materials, and the American Revolution materials, as well as the Society of the War of 1812 materials. So this is all this the kids in these programs, they see their instructors all the time. They see their parents all the time. But for them, the kick is that someone outside of the school, outside of their program, outside of their normal everyday ritual, appreciates what they do and appreciates the effort that they put into their JROTC experience or their ROTC experience. And so for me, that was rewarding. National Sojourner was just a great part of that, and just all dovetailed nicely. It worked out to be a nice journey and a wonderful story.
Yeah, and but what drew you, for instance, to Freemasonry? What drew you to that? Was it something that was in your family background?
Or? What drew me to Freemasonry? I'm a 5th generation Freemason. Let's see. Wow. I think I got that over here. My family goes back in Freemasonry to 1814, Virginia.
Wow.
Unbroken. My dad was a Freemason. Granddad was a Freemason, and goes all the way back to Charles Lee Jones in Virginia, 1817.
Wow.
Charles Lee Jones was an aide to a Virginia senator during the War of 1812. He got turned down for he applied to be an ensign. He got turned down, but they said, "Well, you know, the war's coming to an end here, but let us tell you about an organization that we're a part of." And so the conversation ensued. And he lived through the anti-Masonic period and moved to Illinois. The rest of the family stayed in Virginia. And so I am a mini. If I did not become a Freemason, there might be a consequence. I'll put it that way.
Wow.
But for me, it was a tradition. I was raised by a very conscientious Freemason who believed in the principles and practiced them every day. And so I saw through his example that you know how to become a man, how to be a man, and that's where it came from. But he did give me the best advice anyone could give, and that is don't do it until you have the time to dedicate to it. I was involved with taking care of my mom, and I was involved in taking care of him. And of course, when you get busy in life, you tend to apply for things, but you don't realize what you're getting into until you've already bitten off a piece. And so he basically told me, don't do it until you're ready to do it because it will take time. He wasn't betraying any secrets there. He was just saying, it's that serious. It takes that much effort. Don't do it until you're ready. So I waited.
I love what you said there, though. There are those who just want to wear the regalia, attend the meetings.
Oh, yeah.
But they forget there's a principle to the organization that you really should commit to. I like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, if you're already perfect, you don't have no business being in Masonry. Go somewhere else, okay? You know, this is all about getting better, about being better. It's about acknowledging that you are, in fact, a flawed person, okay? Now, you depending upon your particular beliefs or spirituality, you may believe in perfection. You may not believe in perfection, but the point is that you're trying to be better. Okay, if you're not going to try and be better and try to be better with your brother, then you've missed the whole point. Okay, for you, it's just a matter of, oh, what accolades can I put down on a piece of paper?
Yeah.
You know, I would probably complain about that. You know, that's not what it's about. That's never been what it's about. But there are some in all organizations, by the way, that just want the sheepskin in the paper, and that's it. And they move on, and that's it. And it's a sad existence. That's really a shallow way to live. It really is. You know, you're supposed to gain. You're put here to not only use your talents, but to have joy. Okay, how does that bring you joy? Really?
Yeah.
You know,
it's very true. And what have you found that Freemasonry has done for you? You've been in it for quite some time, and you're a member of all sorts of different. What do you find it's done for you?
It has made me look at and examine myself in ways that I would not have done but for the fraternity. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is something that I wrote about that I'm going to be doing a piece on real soon here. And that is, we're always prompted to ask who comes here. God asks that of Adam in the garden. You know, where are you?
Yeah.
What's your current state? What's your status? He wasn't asking for his geographical location.
Yeah.
No, he was asking about what's the status of your conscience? Do you understand where you are? You know, where are you? What are you doing right now? And so the candidate comes to the door 3 times and is asked, who comes here? We as Masons not only have the right to ask of the candidate as well as the Master Mason who continues to attend the lodge, who comes here, but we have to ask that of ourselves. How have we changed? And I have grown as a man. I mean, maturity is the big thing. You can't help, if you apply the principles, you can't help become a more mature man. And you will find that you don't want to talk as much. You want to be quiet and listen. There are a lot of Masonic principles that you get to apply in everyday life that others are just sort of grasping around the dark, trying to obtain or trying to get out of a self-help book. They're there. They're in the allegories that that we experience at every lodge meeting at every degree. They're there. If you listen, it's there. If you don't, well, you know,
And I
look
think
at the
you'll agree
resume,
with
I guess.
me. That's part of the, as they say, integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
Exactly. And because, in all honesty, I'll bet you dollars to donut, somebody is watching. And I've encountered that. I did not know they were watching. Your son may be watching.
Yeah,
Your neighbor may be watching. The employee in your particular division may be watching. You never know who's watching. You
yeah,
don't know how what you do in the course of a day benefits someone down the road.
exactly, exactly. And do you feel that Freemasonry still has, shall we say, their message and their message is still as relevant today, shall we say, as it was when, when it first came to the United States or even before that? Do you think that?
Oh, yes, most definitely. See, I don't see our decreasing numbers in a bad light.
Yeah.
My dad came through at a time when Freemasonry was experiencing its peak post World War II.
Okay.
He was a Master Mason in 1946. That period is gone.
Yeah.
It's never coming back. That was an exceptional period. It's never coming back. But we bemoan the fact that our membership is decreasing. The big question we need to ask is the quality still there? Because again, we are monitoring the West Gate and we are asking that essential question that I posed a moment ago. Who comes here? And the question is not a matter of geographical location. It's a matter of who comes here. Who are you? What
Yeah.
have you done to get here? And at each progressive degree, you're supposed to get better and supposed to see more and be more and do more. And so it's a question that doesn't end. If you're really engaged in self-improvement, the question never ends. You'll be asking it until your last days in your terminal bed.
Very true. Very true. Mr. Jones, I appreciate your time today. All the best to
Thank you.
you
I
and the
enjoyed it
National
very
Sojourners.
much.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night. Now, right, it's not great. Like I said, something about when you've been chasing an organization for this long, it's just so much more fulfilling when you finally are able to, feature that organization on your podcast, right? But let's move into this. Some of the things I took away. First of all, the National Sojourners Inc. Really does suffer from being a relatively unknown part of the Masonic family. Well, here again, like I said, I've been chasing this organization for 3 years, and well, let's put it this way. Hopefully, this helps raise that profile. It really does, right? I love what you heard me and Mr. Jones talking about, living that message, right? I mean, he felt that Freemasonry has helped him grow, and be a better person, right? Right, and as you heard us say, there are those who really want to join these organizations, wear the regalia, take the degrees, but there's also living the message within those degrees. And if you listen to them as you go through them and as you observe them, as you've heard me say numerous times this year, and also leading brothers through the degrees as part of the team, you should learn more and more about them, and they should become that much more applicable to your life, put it that way, right? And as you heard us say, integrity is doing the right thing even when there's no one watching you, right? I love that, right? I just love the direction this conversation took, right? Now, you've also heard me say this before, there's someone for everybody in the craft, right? From the motorcyclist, to the bookworm, who wants to sit and study, right? And now you've heard as well that there's even a place for the patriot within the craft here in National Sojourners Inc., right? I love that. And I'll leave this there. Before I go, as usual, I want to remind you about the PayPal link that you see in the detail section of this segment. You can hit on that link, make a voluntary donation to the podcast. We will use that to move Points of Light Radio forward. Right? Everything you see here, and I want to reiterate that, is not sponsor driven. You can also should be aware that Points of Light Radio is available on both YouTube and Spreaker. Please share, like, and subscribe when viewing Points of Light Radio on YouTube. I also welcome your comments and input. You can follow Points of Light Radio on my Facebook page at facebook.com/Points of Light Radio. My X handle is at PO Light Radio. My Bluesky handle is at POLightRadio.bsky.social. You can also see the link to my Spotify channel, as well as my Points of Light Radio store. Brothers and sisters, it's been a pleasure fellowshipping with you and finally being able to feature the Sojourners. Until we meet again, just step into the light.